What's new?
Wolves asleep amidst the trees. Bats all are swaying in the breeze. But one soul lies anxious, wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags, and wraiths. For your dolly Polly sleep has flown, don't dare let her tremble alone. For the witcher, heartless cold, paid in coin of gold, he comes, he'll go, leave naught behind but heartache and woe. Deep, deep woe. It's all silent for the night. Cows turned in as daylight dies. But when so light anxious, wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags, and wraiths, my dear dolly Polly.
Hello, we are here. Welcome to the Haunted Connection show. A big welcome to everyone. So we're bringing this to you from the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley, Leicester. And we're going to carry on with our chat. So I hope you're all well. And we're talking tonight about our favourite locations, your favourite locations, and anything really you want to discuss about locations. So as usual, put all your comments, all your thoughts, all your experiences, and anything else you want us to discuss down in the comments. And hi, Bloss.
Hello, everybody. Let's start then, Jane. You start, Jane. What's your favourite location? I know we were talking about it just before the show started. We did talk about it.
I loved going to Dudley Castle on Saturday, and it was great to be back there. It was great to be meeting up with a lot of old friends, a lot of people, and just enjoying the night. But I did miss the centre, and although I enjoyed the best investigation and everything else, I was sort of pulled. It did pull on my heartstrings
were you
a bit.
Pining?
I wanted to be here.
Yeah.
And I think I have. Although I do love Dudley Castle, I think I love this place more. So I think it's got to be this place is definitely the top of my list.
I actually agree with you. I'm totally. I said on my post. Sorry, I'm not being ignorant. I'm sharing on our other pages. I enjoyed Dudley Castle, but I did miss this place, which is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, and sometimes when I'm sitting there, I'm just thinking, we we could. While we were doing lots of things, and I say I did really enjoy it, but every now and again, your mind just flicks back to saying, I need to do that experiment back at the centre. I need to do this, and I need to do that.
Right.
I need to catch up with that. So, I mean, it's surprising how much this place does get under your skin, and how much you do miss it when you work here regularly. I mean, we know from all the comments from people when they've been here and investigated, they always say they want to come back and they really enjoy it. And it's a favourite place for a lot of people, but I just did miss it on Saturday.
Yeah, let's put some comments. Karen says, favourite location, a lovely place in Hinckley.
Oh.
I don't know what you mean. And Bloss says, it gets under your skin.
Yeah.
I think that's a good comment, Bloss.
That's a compliment, yeah.
It's not me getting under your skin. Yeah, Dudley Castle used to be my favourite, but it's not now.
No, it's
Even
slipped
though
in second place for
It's
me.
second place, even though I am going back in September. Jane's not coming in September.
I should be up at the
Witches
Witches and
and
Pagans
pagans.
Festival again.
She's going around hugging trees while we're investigating Dudley Castle. So please tell us what your favourite location is. Otherwise, we're just going to run through ours. Bloss says you are the rash. Love you too, Bloss. So yeah, so let's talk about what happened Saturday night, shall we?
Yeah.
What was your experiences from Saturday?
It was.
I thought you'd frozen then.
No, I was just trying to there were so many things going on. I was just trying to unravel it all. I enjoyed being in the Undercroft, and that's always one of my favourite places at Dudley Castle. The museum was a bit strange. We had a bit of a strange experience. Well, not strange for probably us, but
what's for me?
We had a bit of an experience in the museum part with all the animals. A lot of the guests were struggling with the smell.
Did get stink in there.
Yeah,
It
but
never used to stink.
They've got lots of animals in there now, rats and mice and bats and things like that. So there was quite a strong odour.
But it was a good night. I think everyone enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think they did. But like I said, it was just great being back and just great meeting up with a lot of people that we haven't seen for such a long time.
So yeah. Tell us your favourite locations. Okay, after this place, obviously this is number 1. What's your number 3 then? Dudley Castle is number 2. What is your number 3?
I think for me, it's got to be perhaps Edinburgh, and not just Edinburgh Vaults, Edinburgh as a whole, because you've got so many places in Edinburgh. You know, you've got Merrykings Close, you've got Greyfriars, the cemetery, and the whole town itself is just so spooky. You got the castle,
rife, isn't it?
Yeah,
rife with dead
and
people.
You know, even in the lake and things, they used to chuck people in the lake. They used to lock them into most of the sewage out of the town used to flow into that lake. And then, you know, if somebody did something wrong, they'd lock them in a box while they were still alive and just chuck them in the lake. And it's just such an old town full of death and stories and history and all sorts. So yeah, Edinburgh for me is one of my.
Edinburgh is I agree.
It's probably my third favourite.
It was cool. We only went down the vaults, didn't we? And that was a cool experience, I must admit. I did enjoy driving up, then investigating, and driving back, all in one day.
No.
Some people cheated and stayed overnight.
We stayed for the whole weekend. We had a great time.
But yeah, Edinburgh is fantastic. I would like to go back to Edinburgh, maybe. But then I was looking forward to going back to Dudley.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to go back, don't you, to re-experience it. But you see, the first time we went to Dudley Castle, I think we were sort of at such a level that Dudley was. You got an itch?
No, I can just see it on the monitor. There's this black dot just here, and I'm thinking, is that me?
Forgot what I was saying now. That made me laugh.
About Edinburgh.
Yeah.
No, she's gone. She's gone. It's gone. Let's say what Biff put. Obviously the centre, but love Warwick Castle as just different to see it in the dark, and we've had good activity. But definitely need to go back Steelhouse Lane in Brum.
Is that the one that used to be the old prison on the corner?
Steelhouse Lane is the prison, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was saying. The first time we went to Dudley Castle,
it's the age.
We'd sort of been investigating that, and Dudley Castle was a fantastic experience at the time. But I think because we've been in this place for the last 4 years, and we've experienced so much and we've done so much, now we seem to be at sort of this level, and Dudley Castle didn't seem as much as an exciting challenge as what it was the last time, because I think we've just moved on so much.
Okay, we're going international tonight, Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, welcome.
And Irene from Tokyo, Japan.
Hi,
Will
Irene.
goes, hi. So yeah, I agree. So please tell us your favourites. Biff says about Stirling's Lane. I've never been there.
I've not been there, but I would quite like to go. I think just to because I've heard so many good things about it.
Yeah, I have investigated Warwick Castle. The only downside to Warwick Castle is you're not allowed in the haunted bedroom or the Great Hall. So we weren't allowed in there. So
Yeah.
they're two of the main areas we weren't allowed to go in.
We
So
were
that
allowed
was
in the church bit, weren't we? We had a little bit of activity in
Yeah.
the church, in the chapel part.
But yeah, that was disappointing, Warwick Castle.
Yeah, I think if we'd have had access to a bit more of it, it would have been much better.
And also with Warwick Castle, if they've got a wedding on the same night, it's noisy, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, so that was Wild Bill then.
Wild Bill from Atlanta. Hi, Bill. Hope you're well. So, what? Okay, we're talking about the most favourite. What's your least favourite?
Oh,
Let's throw it the other way.
I'll tell you what my least favourite is, and this is probably just a general sort of comment. My least favourite really is cemeteries, because we've never really found much in cemeteries, and to me, spirit don't really hang around in cemeteries. Why would you stay around your dead body when you could be off doing better things? And
you could be off seeing the world.
Yeah. So, once your spirit's left your body, I don't understand sometimes how they would want to still hang around with it in the cemetery.
Okay, Biff says, we were both in the Great Hall and the haunted bedroom, so not sure why you weren't allowed in. Don't know. I'm going back many, many years though, Biff.
Well, they're having some renovation done and stuff.
So I don't know why we weren't allowed in. Irene says, I have never visited a castle, but visited some very haunted samurai warriors' graves who were forced to commit suicide. They haunt their grave. Yeah, I don't. Do they have castles in Japan? I don't know. Do they actually have castles in Japan? Because of course,
I've always thought castles was like a bit more of a European thing.
Yeah.
You tend to get them like in Europe, don't you? I'm not sure about.
Yeah. So my least favourite, I've said this one before, is 30 East Drive.
Yeah, that's probably yeah. We went there twice, didn't we?
We gave it 2 chances to impress us, and both nights were so boring. Irene says yes, they have castles in Japan.
Lovely. Yeah, cool.
Wow, I've learned something tonight. Thank you, Irene. Bill says, I feel the energy from the body has left by the time it reaches the cemetery, not unless they died in the cemetery.
Yeah, I've said that before. If they had a traumatic death actually in the cemetery, like being buried alive and then trying to claw their way out the coffin.
Oh, that's a bit morbid, isn't it?
Well, that's like Victorian times, isn't it? When they used to.
They used to put a bell on it, didn't they?
Yeah, they did after they dug a few up and realised they'd been buried alive.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't like 30 East Drive, and I've heard it's a miss nowadays, even worse.
Yeah.
You either have a fantastic night or a rubbish night, so I don't know why that is. Do you have any ideas why places aren't really active some weeks and naff the next week?
I think sometimes it depends on the people who are going. If you put lots of intent into it and you're really quite excited and you want to go and you're putting lots of thoughts out there, I think those people and those teams tend to have better nights than other people that are not so bothered about it.
Yeah. Bill says, I like to wander the cemeteries to look at the beautiful gravestones and markers. Yeah. I used to spend hours and hours before I started work. So I left school and gave myself 6 weeks holiday before I went to work. I used to sit in the cemetery or the churchyard for hours and hours on end. And I just used to find them so peaceful.
Yeah.
Obviously, that wasn't in the dark, but
Yeah. Well, when we went to Higham
Yeah.
Cemetery, that was really quite peaceful and calm, wasn't it?
yeah. Irene says there are many more haunted areas than castles and old places that are so very haunted and sometimes dangerous unless you know what you're doing. Yeah.
You see, I also believe that spirits are all around us anyway. You know, practically every building, every space, I think you'd be able to find some sort of spirit, some sort of entity. And I think if you've got the right intent and everything else, that they will come forward and work with you.
yeah. Bill says I've been known to camp in a cemetery when I had my hearse.
Oh, nice.
Why does that not surprise us?
Can't you go to the seaside like everyone else?
So yeah, I've made a mistake on my post. Like I said, 9th of July. As for your tarot night readings,
Oh,
silly me. I had to read what I write. So yeah. So any other favourite locations? Guys Cliff is a good one, isn't it?
yeah, we had some really good times at Guy's Cliff. And there was, I can't remember the name of it, but we went to that. There was a house like in the middle of a grassy area that got with a buoy in the lake.
What at Guys Cliff?
No, we went to another place that I thought was really good, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was the one where it's like a black and white building. It's painted black and white, and it was got a lake next to it, because I kept saying to you about seeing the boy in the lake, and the boy died in the lake.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I
can't think of the name of it.
I don't know what it's called.
It wasn't that far away, was it?
Something green, wasn't it? I can't remember. Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, Guys Cliff, we've had lots of good experiences there. But going to Dudley Saturday night has kind of put me off going to other places now.
Yeah, perhaps did me a little bit, because we didn't get back till 4 o'clock. It was actually the sun was coming up before I went to bed. And yeah, I was tired the next day.
Yeah. AJ says mine is now Haunted Antiques. Love it. Thank you very much.
Cool.
You paid as your first visit a couple of weeks ago now.
It is quite addictive.
Samantha says, I love cemeteries. They are very peaceful and no living people are about. Laugh out loud. I've got a ruin of an old church and cemetery on my estate. It's wonderful. I agree. I think cemeteries are fantastic, especially the old gravestones.
Yeah.
Something I would love to do is gravestone rubbings.
Yeah.
I think they're brilliant.
Yeah.
I know Amy and Kathy went to St Mary's yesterday and they found Richard Smith's grave.
Oh yeah.
So we can find that again. Oops. Mandy says Newsham Park, another one we've never done.
No.
But I know Ant went on Friday night and he said it was a really good place. So Bloss says I have always drawn to Berry Pomeroy in Devon. Yeah. And then Mandy says, and HAPLC.
Of course.
Of course. So, going to Dudley Castle on Saturday night, did that serve a purpose for us, do you reckon?
I think so. I think that it's taught us a couple of lessons, hasn't it? And it's always different when you go back to somewhere after quite a long time. But I say it's still the same for me. I would have. One of the sad things that they said was some of the ruins are now sort of dangerous, and they're not going to invest any money in it, and they're just going to leave them. And I thought that was a bit sad, really, because those ruins are, I think, one of the nicest bits to look at. The whole sort of long, the building, the whole buildings along that side. And it'd be a shame if they'll fall into decay and they don't do anything.
So I think this is where the government, all the all the multi-billionaires in the UK should invest in the old buildings and the old castles,
Yeah.
because they could do it and without missing the money. So if there's any billionaires watching this, invest in HAPRC first, but then invest in places like Dudley Castle. You imagine that if that was brought back to its
Oh, it'd just be amazing.
its way it was
Yeah.
in its
Well,
prime.
even if it's brought back to how it used to be, them buildings, and they let the rooms out, how
Yeah.
fantastic would that be?
They'd soon get the money back, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would.
Okay, Biff says, we got very little at 30s Drive, but it's kind of one of them places you feel you have to try. It's ticked off the list, but no real inclination to go again.
No.
Yeah, I totally agree. As far as I'm concerned, unless you've been to a location, you shouldn't really have a say on it, because you can't listen to what other people say, because
Yeah.
we all experience different things. So, for example, I can't have a say on Newsham Park because I've never been.
Yeah.
I know Ant enjoyed it. Bloss says she agrees. I think that's about the billionaires pumping money into places like not just Dudley
Yeah.
Castle, but there's loads of buildings like that. Joseph says, you mentioned that spirit is around us all the time. We all have a spirit guide with us when we are born until we pass back over.
I mean, a little bit further than that. We have our spirit guides, but in all these open spaces around us that we think there's nothing there, that's where I believe all the spirit world is, in all those empty spaces around us, and they're right next to us a lot of the time.
What about the empty spaces in your head?
I haven't got any empty spaces.
I have.
Mine are all full up.
It's all that reading you there. Caroline says, I'm not far from Dudley. It is a shame. I think it's disgusting personally that the powers that be or the people with money don't invest in those sort of places.
Yeah, we got things like English Heritage, haven't you, and stuff like that, and they look after a lot of the stately homes and things. But I just think it's a shame that if you've got somewhere like Dudley Castle that's already at a point where, I can understand why they wouldn't completely renovate it, but because it's such a good tourist attraction, why not just spend a little bit on it, make it safe, so it no longer deteriorates. You don't have to, rebuild it, but just make it safe so that people can still enjoy it, go in there and still enjoy it, and just spend a little bit of money on it.
Okay, Samantha says, the Salutation pub in Nottingham is haunted, as I saw all sorts when I lived there many years ago. The old landlord, John Green, I heard him in the beer cellar clinking bottles about, and one night when the pub was closed, the wooden gate at the bottom of the stairs slammed closed behind me. I soon ran up the stairs. I love the place, full of history.
Yeah. I love places that are just full of history.
A lot of pubs do have activity, don't they?
Yeah. We did the lime kilns, didn't we?
We did the lime kilns in Hinckley, and we did the Cuckoo's Nest in Dordon, because that was a good night.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was really good.
And we've done the Union in Hinckley.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But one of my other favourite places.
Owen says, I have been to Dudley Castle with my sport work. I went to Dudley Station Hotel with my sport worker, and me and my sport worker saw a ghost. I went for a holiday, 3 nights in room 42.
Nice. Yeah.
And then he says it a long time ago. Yeah, the Station Hotel.
That's supposed to be really haunted as well, isn't it? We did try and get in there once, didn't we?
We did. Unfortunately, I've heard they don't do paranormal events anymore.
Yeah.
I might be mistaken, but Vicky says, hi Vicky, thanks for looking after the centre Saturday night when we were out gallivanting off. And I know Vicky goes to lots of haunted locations, so tell us your favourites, Vicky.
Well, while we wait for Vicky, I'll tell you a couple more of mine.
Go on then.
Stratford upon Avon.
The whole town.
Yeah, because we've done a few places there. We've done the Tudor Experience.
Yeah.
Falstaff. We've done Athway's Tea Rooms.
Yeah, I didn't do that one, but
yeah, and
I booked it for you.
Yeah, but that was really good.
But I didn't go.
Oh. Yeah, I know how that felt because I should have gone Shrewsbury Prison under the sea. I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it. Some of the pubs as well. I've stayed in some of the pubs in
Yeah.
Stratford, some of the really old pubs, and even just the high street. You know, I could walk along the high street where all the shops are, and I just see things. You know, I've seen a horse and carriage going down the street, and I've seen all sorts of things. So yeah, I love Stratford.
Yeah, Stratford's a cool place. Vicky says, no problems, had way too much looking after the place. Way too much what, Vicky? Way much too hassle?
Fun, stress.
Ross says, for saying that in the 70s you could just walk around Berry Pomeroy, but then Heritage took it over and you had to pay to get in. Yeah, again, you see, I don't think you should have to pay. I think places like Dudley Castle and places like that belong to the nation of Great Britain.
But I suppose somebody's got to look after that, though, haven't they? Somebody's, I suppose with places like English Heritage and stuff like that, they have
to get the money in. But
it makes it accessible to everybody and maintains it at a good standard where the buildings aren't going to go into ruins.
Yeah.
Although it's expensive and stuff. I'm not quite sure. It would be nice for it to be more accessible when they don't charge so much.
Okay, Vicky says, oh, I love Falstaffs at Stratford. My absolute favourite is, of course, HAPRC. Thank you.
Yay.
Woodchester Mansion is an amazing location.
Yeah.
Only place I screamed is at Margam Castle.
Yeah, we've not been to the castle.
Not been to Margam Castle.
But we have been Woodchester Mansion.
Woodchester Mansion is a cool place.
It is.
Do
you remember when we went? It was absolutely belting down with rain, and we all sat outside in our cars. The whole team and a few guests had gone, haven't we?
Yeah.
There's about 4 cars, and that was the rest of them hadn't turned up yet. And I was sitting there outside the gate in our cars in the pouring rain, waiting for the guy to come and open the gate. And I seen this horse and carriage come by us, and I sent a message to all the others saying, I've just seen this horse and carriage, and described it. And later on, when we got in to the building, he actually, this driver sort of came to me and he actually said, there's a picture of me up here. And I went to the end, I think it's on the 3rd floor. And at the end of the corridor, there's a picture of the horse and carriage and stuff up there.
Yeah?
Yeah, and he says, I'm here on the picture.
I do remember. Woodchester Mansion is a cool place. Freezing cold. I think it's probably freezing cold in the middle of summer as well, but freezing cold, but it's well worth doing. It's not cheap, I don't think. Falstaff is an amazing place. We've had some good nights there.
But out on the main street, there's a pub that's probably just as old as Falstaff, and that's a really amazing little pub as well.
Vicky says, I meant I had way too much fun being in charge.
I'm glad it was fun.
I thought it was going to be stressful. Vicky then says, awesome place, Margam, amazing staircase, very eerie. Owen says, I've seen Borley Rectory movie on Netflix. No, it's called The Haunting of Borley Rectory. Yes, I've seen that, Owen.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a good film. It is a fascinating story of Borley Rectory. Shame it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But it's.
I have actually got Harry Price's book on Borley Rectory, and I've got it's on my list of.
You got to read it.
Yeah.
Jude says, I was a volunteer at Woodchester for 5 years when I lived not far away. Absolutely loved it. Oh, that's lucky.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is a cool place, and perhaps I say now, perhaps I'd like to go back again, but I'm not sure now, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I think if I go to places further away now, I think I'd like to be in a position where we can actually stay. Say, like, go for a weekend and enjoy other stuff as well, because I think I'm getting too old to just be driving around for hours and hours.
Even just coming back from Dudley Castle, because we left About 2:30.
Yeah.
It was still gone 3:30 when we got to Hinkley, and
Yeah.
it's far too late for me though.
It is.
So, Vicky, you've said your favourite location. What's your least favourite and why? And anyone else in the chat, tell us your least favourite. So, where else would you like to go back to?
So I'd love to go to Edinburgh. I'd love to go anywhere in Stratford. Anywhere that's I'd still like to go to that prison, the witches' prison. I don't think that's open now anymore.
Oh, the cage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
I
that
think
still
it's shut
open?
now.
I think it's because we were lined up to go there as well, weren't we?
Yeah. Let's put these couple of comments up. Vicky says a few places we don't do at the moment. Coalhouse Fort, amazing. Smethwick Baths, seen so many dark shadows there. Had spirit faces in my face many a time.
Ooh, very good. Harwich, I think it's Harwich Redoubt.
Fort.
We went there, yeah. That was really
I
good.
didn't get
Enjoyed that. But I thought the pub we stayed in, because me and Rosie shared a room, I thought the pub we stayed in was more haunted than the fort.
Yeah. Wild Bill says it's hell getting older. It is. I don't like getting older. But then I guess we're lucky that we've made it this far, Bill.
Yeah, I think we get a bit spoilt as well because we can work quite quickly, don't we? And in a lot of the cases when we go to people's houses, when they've got stuff going on there, we can possibly be in and out in an hour, can't we?
Yeah.
We get in there usually within about 15-20 minutes. We've already got to the root of what the problem is.
We don't even have a cup of tea, do we?
Sort it out, and we do sometimes, but we sort it out, and we just get back. And I think that's what my next article is going to be about, actually.
Right.
A couple of the house clearances we've done.
Okay. Jude says, I visited Falstaff one day and one night, and there was a mannequin that freaked me out on John D. Next time I went, they'd moved it. Yeah, I like Falstaff.
Yeah, there used to be a mannequin there with the, the plague doctor.
Plague doctor, yeah.
Yeah, and he used to be in the corner, and he freaked me out a couple of times.
Yeah. Jude says, I've heard of the cage. Yeah, I don't think they do it now. I think that the woman sold it or tried to sell it or something. And then she says, so far, there's nowhere I've been I'd not go back, but give it time. That's good. And Bloss says she agrees with Wild Bill about getting old. Cameron says, my top 5 locations are the following. Number 1, I'll start at number 5, shall we? Number 5, Newsham Park. Number 4, Skinning Grove Mining Museum. I've never heard of that one. Number 3, Warwick Castle. Number 2, The Cage. And number 1, Haunted Antiques. That's good, but definitely the scariest by far so far is HAPRC. Cool, that's great. And you were here the other weekend, Cameron.
Yeah, cool.
So I like that. I'm going to save that. I'm going to screenshot that one. Vicky says, least favourite for me is the Skirrid Inn. The spirits just seem to want to play with me. No comment. Guests leave at the end of the night after a quiet night, then all hell breaks loose. Banging, door knocking and rattling. Crazy. I've never been to Skirrid Inn either. It's too far from me.
Not.
Wild Bill says, they say only the good die young, so I'll probably be around for another 60 years. Biff says, Bliss Hill, Victorian Town was good. Wouldn't mind doing that again. I've not heard of that one either.
Sounds good.
Many years ago, I did try and get in the Black Country Museum.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't let us.
Oh, what a shame.
Then Biff says, pretty sure the cage at Ossith was sold and the new owner had no interest in opening it up.
What a shame.
And Vicky says, oh my God, I can't write fast enough. Laugh out loud. Meme don't want to play. Okay. We're with you, Vicky. Keep trying. Bloss says it's brilliant, but I've not heard of that Bliss Hill Victorian town. We'll have to look into that one.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But very, very interesting that Jude's not had one that she wouldn't go back to. That's good. That's
Yeah.
means you're getting some activity around it everywhere you go. Sarah says good evening.
Oh, good evening.
I hope you enjoyed Saturday night, Sarah. Because Sarah was at Dudley Castle with us. Cameron said we did the case twice. It was a really eerie place. That's down south, isn't it?
Yeah.
Vicky says RAF Hampton. Should that be Hampton? It's amazing too. Saw a full apparition come out of the room we'd just been in. All the guests saw this too. RAF officer looked and smiled at us and walked through the wall.
Oh, brilliant.
Amazing. That's good. Sarah says, was a brilliant night, thanks. Met some lovely people.
Oh, yeah, it was a really good crowd.
It was a good crowd. It was a bit disorganised at the start, I think. But we got that, I think. Vicky said, no, it's Hampton Hill. Oh, I've not heard of that one. Then Sarah says, just took 4 hours to get home.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
Bit of a grueling drive.
Then Vicky says, Hull, not Hill. Jude says, Neil, maybe it's because I'm so fascinated with history and learning I forget to get frightened.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in the field are fascinated by the history.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes the most important thing, isn't it? You know,
yeah,
you're going in buildings that you don't normally get to see. So it's...
And the buildings generally last so much more than 1 or 2 lifetimes.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, I think, the history.
Karen says, Biff says 4 hours did she walk? Then Mrs. Biff says, not investigated it, but I always feel the same when visiting Bosworth Hall in Yorkshire. Again, I've never heard of that one. Then Vicky says, I'm giving up tonight.
Yeah, you see, I think with our country, because because in the British Isles we've got such a lot of history, haven't we? Such a lot of rich history. It's just amazing because really everywhere in this island, I think there's ghosts.
Yeah, we're very lucky because it's such an old land, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, there's people have been here for a long time.
Thousands of years.
Thousands, and it's a wide mix as well. You know, we've had the problems and all sorts. Jude says, very often I check up on what I've picked up to corroborate the history. Don't do long distances now though. 2 hours max. Yeah, that's even, I think 2 hours. We're very lucky. It's a 5-minute drive for me to get here. 15 minutes.
Same for me.
I can walk in 15 minutes to get to the centre, so I'm quite happy.
I think it takes me about 20 to walk from my house. So
I'm quite happy being at the centre.
It's exactly 1.1 mile from my house.
That's very, very precise.
It is. I've tracked it.
You've measured it. Sarah says, no Biff, I got stuck on the M1 with all the Notts and Huddersfield fans making their way to Wembley. Oh no. Biff said, Wild Bill says, boss is home, peace.
Oh.
Take care, Bill. Good to talk to you again.
Yeah, take care.
Vicky says, I switched on my laptop. Maybe my spelling might be better now. Let's hope so, Vicky. So yeah, while we're waiting for some more comments, as you can see going across the bottom of the screen, we've got the Parameet coming in September. It would be great to get as many as possible people who are interested in the paranormal to come along. It's only £5 to come in for the day, and you got lots of guest speakers, such as Richard Felix, Kate Ray, Kate Sherrill, Weirdos, Hazel Ford from Haunted Happenings is doing a talk. Haunted Magazine guys will be there, so there's going to be an amazing day. But we just want people to turn up now. If you want to have a table to promote your team or to sell your goods, that sounds wrong. To sell, if you sell stuff like crystals or anything, whatever. It's just £25 to book a table for the day. Okay. Cameron says, as you know, Neil, I drive thousands of miles a week, but the area I do feel things could happen is the M6 in Cheshire. I've seen a few things out on the road before.
Yeah.
Jude says, hoping to make it. It would be great to see, Jude. I just want to see. I know we're not going to get power unity across the board. That's never going to happen. This is a chance to meet up. You know, we've had 2 years of rubbish, haven't we?
Yeah.
Let's just meet up, have a good laugh, have a good day.
Yeah, it was really good.
The events at the centre on the Friday night and the Saturday night and Sunday afternoon are almost sold out, which is good.
Yeah. When I say it was good, I was thinking when you were saying about meeting everybody, I was still thinking about Dudley Castle and meeting everybody there because we haven't seen them for such a long time.
It was nice
but
to meet.
It's that sort of feeling that we want to sort of, I suppose, bring back to everybody, that, you know, just a really good meet-up of so many people who you've not seen for such a long time.
Yeah. That's. Sarah said that museum Saturday was a tad stinky. A tad. Poor Julie had to borrow some more masks because she just couldn't take it.
There was some of them gagging, weren't
they? And Mrs. Biff had to run through the first bit to get to the not stinky bit. Biff says, keep meaning to go to the Dana, booked twice. First I had to cancel and the second COVID happened, but must try to get there. Yeah, I've heard that's a good place. Jude said likewise about meeting people. Vicky says, can't blame it on Neil. That smell. I noticed the animals in there. Not saying anything. Bloss says, early warning, I'm coming with Jeanette. That'll be fun.
Yeah, good.
No, seriously, that will be fun. I'm glad you're coming, Bloss. We will have your chair waiting for you, obviously. Sarah says, think I'll make the Paracon now. Can you book to stay overnight at Bosworth? I think she means the Parameet. Yes, you can. If you book on our website, I will give you the code that you need to book with Bosworth.
But you get a discount, don't you?
You get a discount. I think a single room is discounted as £65. A double room is just £80.
That's really good. So
if you bunk down with a mate, it's just £40 each. And Bosworth is a fantastic place. You know, after we finish what we're doing, have a one round of rooms, and if there's any rooms empty, they will let you in to investigate.
Is it room 162 or is it 62? It's 162, isn't it?
I think 162 is the
one of the really
the really haunted. It's not nice in that room. Vicky says, I haven't sorted the Saturday night yet. Oops. Karen says, I think teams do need to stick together. We're all wanting to answer the ultimate question, is there life after death? I don't see the point in rivalry.
No.
Very well said, Cameron. We will do our bit. But
unfortunately, it's just human nature, isn't it? It's ego and pride that make things
I'd love us to catch on video a full body apparition sitting in the chair opposite me and Jane and the team talking to us. But I would be just as happy if any of you guys did the same.
Yeah.
Because I would love a team to do that genuinely.
Yeah.
Vicky says, I'm at Dude Castle myself Saturday.
Dude.
I've never heard of it called Dude Castle, Vicky. Plus says Boo Boy. Sarah says, I do laugh out loud, the Parameet. Sarah says, totally agree, Cameron. Bloss says, M6, I call it Death Row.
Oh, it's not one of the best.
And Judy says, Sarah Edwards, me too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Parameet. Hopefully we've got lots to come in. There are quite a few people booked in on the day pass already. It's only £5. Vicky says, totally well said, mate. There is more than enough room for all paranormal companies. We need to stick together. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, there are quite a lot of egos.
Yeah. And even if people don't want to stick together and they want to just be on their own and keep all their stuff to themselves, that's fine. But just don't kick off at other people when something don't suit you. That's
right.
That's sort of all we're saying is just stay friends with everybody.
That's right.
You know.
Greetings from Sweden. Thanks for joining us. Always, we're definitely international tonight. Sweden, Japan, USA.
Yeah, cool.
And good old England. So yeah, the Parameet is just try and get people together.
Bosworth Hall is a really good location, isn't it? I mean, going back to
cool
favourite
place.
locations, we have had some really good nights there, haven't we? And it is, I think that is probably what up on my probably top 5. Not necessarily because of the haunted, but because of the good nights that we've had there.
Archie says, hello from the UK.
Hello, Archie.
Vicky says, sorry I was back on my phone. Mean Dudley Castle. Don't. Stick to your laptop, Vicky. Bloss says, my late husband travelled the country, hated when he was on the M6. Yeah, I don't like the M6. I personally, I don't like driving. If I didn't have to drive again, I'd be happy.
I don't mind driving my little car in the daytime, but I don't really like driving at night time.
And also, it was wet on Saturday night. We were driving back on. And we didn't hit much traffic, but it weren't pleasant. So yeah. So if you're around, if you're free, it's September the 24th. Book your spot on the Parameet. Let's get as many people together.
Just come for a lovely day out, even if you don't want to sleep or if you don't want to spend all weekend doing it. Just come for the day on Saturday and just have a really good day with your mates and come and meet everyone.
Cameron says, I can drive you now. Cameron, I think Cameron must deliver cars and he drives thousands of miles a week. I don't know how he does it. I really don't. Biff says, I hate driving and I do it for a living.
That's probably why you hate it.
Bloss says, did Scotland and back in a day. As you said, did I, Bloss? It was not fun. Vicky says, me and the Giggle Gang will be there. Yeah. And when she said the Giggle Gang, she means some of the gang from the Haunted Happenings team.
Yeah, fantastic.
Because Hazel is from Haunted Happenings is doing a tour for us.
Yeah, lovely.
Richard Felix will be signing books and DVDs and all sorts. We got so much planned.
Yeah, we're going to have a chat about residual energy.
I'm going to have to keep you and Richard apart, ain't I?
No, it'd be a good debate.
If Richard Felix does his talk and you'll watch him and he goes on about stone tape theory, you'll have your hand up. Biff says, what was all that malarkey on the M6? 50, 60, 50, 60. I know. It's
a bit short of income.
Bloss says, then I had to do a day's work in between. Oh no. Too much. Yeah, so any other favourite locations? Because we're going to go on about the Parameet otherwise.
Yeah, Wixton House. That was a good one.
Wixton House was a favourite. That was a good one.
Yeah, we went there a couple of times, didn't we?
We
Always had
did.
a good night there.
Unfortunately, that's not open to paranormal teams.
I turned it into
Again.
a restaurant.
Yeah.
The only way we can get in there is if we have to go for a 3-course meal and end up trying to do something in the toilets. Investigating. It's disgusting.
Disgusting. Vicky says, going to be a fantastic weekend, passing leaflets out when and where I can. Thank you, Vicky. Raj, I've stuck some to the airport again for you too. Thanks very much. It's just a case of getting the word out now. Biff says, that's what I said to Mrs. Biff, Jane. Just money-making exercise. All the speed limits on the M6. To catch you all out. Speeding. So, yes, so hopefully you can all make it to the Parameet. If you can't, please share it out to your friends and to your teams. It would be nice to get lots of little teams to get to meet each other, so you can perhaps strike up new friendship and go out investigating together.
Yeah, because we found that, didn't we? When we very first started the Parameets a couple of years ago, it was fantastic for us to see really what a success it was, because we had lots of teams coming in, and to see them all chatting, talking, sharing techniques, sharing stories about locations, sharing their experiences, sharing stuff about tech and the equipment, and then actually all sort of getting together and booking onto venues.
Yeah.
And that was really good.
Jude says another favourite is Leicester Guildhall. That's a good one. We went there. Good. That was a good one. We caught well, we didn't. A guest caught a figure on the stairs.
Yeah, that was good.
That's a good one. Vicky says, oh, haunted toilets. St Mary's Guildhall in Cardiff had some crazy table tipping in the men's loo. No comment on that one.
Well, I suppose they weren't always. They probably weren't.
They weren't
always toilets.
They weren't toilets them days, were they? Toilets were down the lane. So, any final comments before we say goodnight? Vicky says, yes, the men's for a change. It's normally the ladies, isn't it? So, any final comments?
Yeah,
no?
I just think it's give me a chance.
You're going to see the penny drop then.
We're now sort of getting back out there, aren't we? And we're more or less getting back to normal.
Yes.
And I know when teams turn up here, it's just lovely when you see people meeting up and enjoying themselves and having a good laugh, and you can feel the energies and the friendship and the love. And it's just great to see people doing that now. And that's what makes the investigations good, I think, because if you go out and you're with your mates and you have a good laugh, then you have a good night anyway.
Yeah.
And if you get any activity, then that's just a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Biff says, is this a theme, Vicky? Seem to remember table tipping in the loos at the Four Crosses. So that's what happens on Haunted Happening nights. Or is it just Vicky's nights? Bloss says, night everyone, sweet dreams. Night, Bloss.
Night, Bloss.
I hope you're keeping okay, and it's not too long before we see you again. I might even make you another cup of tea.
Oh, you lucky girl.
I don't make everyone a cup of tea. Only my special friends. So, any final comments from everyone in the chat before we go?
So, speaking of sort of haunted locations, is your house pretty okay now?
My house is okay, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because Julie was saying about, she was talking about some of the stuff that she'd experienced in there.
Yeah, that
somebody was saying about
that was mainly when we had the items in the carport. I think they tended to drift.
Julie's always been quite sceptical, isn't she? So I thought that was really quite good how she was talking about it all, and you know, she was talking like she really did experience it.
Yeah.
And I always think that's really good when that sort of comes from a sceptical sort of person.
And the good thing about Julie, the whole thing with Julie is she doesn't come really investigating with us, does she?
No.
But on Saturday night, when I had a bit of an episode in the museum bit, it was Julie that says, "Will someone film it because Neil will want it being filmed, didn't she, or something?"
Yeah. We've still
So
got to
she
track
was
down some of that
she was
footage.
she was thinking like, Neil, what? Although it was happening to me, Neil will want it filmed, because
Yeah.
I always say that I don't care what happens at the centre as long as everyone's got the phone on it. If you're being crawling across the ceiling, that's great as long as someone's filming it.
Yeah.
So, and it was Julie that says, "Someone film it."
Yeah.
And
Have
she
you
was
got any of
quite.
that footage back?
No, I don't know. I think it was Biff filming. Was that you, Biff filming it, or Mrs. Biff?
I think Jane caught some as well.
Or
didn't
Jane, Julie's friend.
she? Yeah.
So I thought that was really good, and Julie was quite scared as well at
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. It was that evil laugh.
Yeah. Vicky says, maybe Four Cross is also a good one to do. It's in the ladies' loo there. And Bloss says, "You'd better." I think that's making a cup of tea. Biff says, "See you next Wednesday."
I'll see you next Tuesday.
What's that? What?
I always say that to him. He always says, "See you next Tuesday." I said, "I'll see
All
you
right.
next Tuesday." No, he always says, "See you next Wednesday."
What's happening next Wednesday?
And I always say, "See you next Tuesday."
Totally confused me now. Bloss says, "Love the drawing of Bob." That
Yeah.
Andy Moore did. It was nice. And Biff says, "I better send you the film I got at Dudley."
Yeah. Yeah. Send it over.
Oh, it was Biff that filming. And Jude says, "What is this? What is it about bathrooms and loos with spirits?" I think what it is, because they're in old buildings, the toilets would not have been there.
Yeah, most of the toilets would have been outside or wouldn't have existed, would they?
I don't know, but there does seem to be an awful lot of spirit activity in toilets. What are you looking around at?
They're just like a little silver shadow floating around over there.
So, any final comments? Well, Jude says, "Off to watch Silent Witness now." Never seen that. Cameron says, "Loos have water as well, which gives spirit energy." I've not thought about that, Cameron. Well done. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to go now. Jane's sniggering herself. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a good week.
Yeah, join us again next week.
If you want us to talk about anything in particular next week, let us know. Otherwise, we're just going to ramble on again. And we'll see you all very soon. So, bye.
Take care. Bye for now.
Was asleep in